So I'm not quite sure what this video is going to be about, but I've had a few people message me and ask me about the fact that I've had 2 ileostomies. And that's because I had one when I was 21, I then had a reversal, and then when I was 38 I had to have another one. But the journey from the 21-year-old having an ileostomy as an emergency surgery compared to the 38-year-old having an ileostomy, which took, I would say, 5 years in deciding, because we'd had Ben, we got married, we'd had Ben, and I was desperate for another baby because I didn't want Benji to be on his own. Now, when I was with Damien, we'd got married and had Benji, I was literally in and out of hospital. So even though I'd had the reversal, the ileoanal patch, I was literally in and out of hospital so poorly. I was on blood transfusions, iron infusions, dilatations all the time, like literally nothing was going right. And I had been told the pouch would only last 10 years, but I think I've said in a previous video, as a 21-year-old, to say that something's going to last 10 years and you're going to be 31 before you have to think about it again just feels like a lifetime ahead of you. But in reality, we all know how quickly time passes, and 10 years literally went in the blink of an eye. So I'd had Benji and I was desperately wanting another child, because I didn't want Benji to be on his own. I had visions of my life being that same vein, in and out of hospital, poorly all the time, and God forbid when I'm older, I didn't want Benji to have to deal with that on his own. I wanted him to have a sibling. Anyway, thankfully little Isaac came along, and about 18 months later, so I'd had Isaac, I was in a dreadful place, dreadful situation. I was so poorly throughout all his pregnancy. I had to have a procedure done, and I had to wait for 24 weeks when he was viable, and we had an ambulance on standby in case we needed to deliver Isaac. And at the time, as much as obviously I did care for Isaac, I was in such a dire straits situation that I couldn't think of anything other than how I was going to cope with it. Now that sounds really selfish. I don't mean that. I obviously desperately cared for Isaac as well, but I knew that there was the medical team on standby. Anyway, thankfully everything was fine. We had Isaac and that was amazing. My family was complete, but I still struggled to the point where I couldn't even pick my children up. Like even Isaac as a toddler, literally couldn't pick him up. I was in that much agony. Couldn't sit down. Any pressure on my body was just so horrendous, and you can't remember. I can't actually fathom out how bad it was, but it was horrendous. It was really bad. Anyway, when Isaac was 18 months old, I'd got to the end of all my procedures. Actually, that's what I wanted to mention. So yesterday on the Crohn's and Colitis site, I saw that a new drug had been approved for people with Crohn's disease. But it was also being used for people with severe ulcerative colitis. Now, for the year prior to me having to agree to my second surgery, I was put on a drug called infliximab, which was a cancer drug, and it's used on patients with Crohn's disease or severe colitis, and that's exactly what I had. And it was like an infusion, so once every 8 weeks I had to go into the Royal and have a drip, for all day, 8 hours, had this medication pumped into me. And the first time I had it done, honestly, I couldn't believe how amazing it was, that the pain had disappeared. And I was like, yes, we've got a new solution, I'm going to be absolutely fine. And then the 8 weeks turned into 7 weeks, and the 7 weeks turned into 6 weeks, and the pain started to come back and basically started to become, is it immune, or you know what I'm saying? It stopped working on me. And so then in November of 2007, I had to agree to have the second ileostomy. And this is what people were asking me: how did it feel? Obviously my situation was very different. I had a husband, I had 2 children, compared to when I was 21, when I didn't have any of those considerations, and it was tough. I think I put off that second surgery for 5 years. One, I wanted to have like another baby, but secondly, I don't think I could have coped in my head with the thought of having an ileostomy with a husband. But anyway, fast forward to 2025, and life couldn't be better. So if anybody has got any trepidations or anxieties about agreeing to surgery, then selfishly you've got to put yourself first, because the pain that I was enduring is also having an impact on all your family, and the positives of having something as drastic as an ileostomy. It is drastic, there's no two ways about it, but the positives are that you can carry on with life. And I know it's not plain sailing, like gosh, those of you who know and have followed my journeys in recent years know that it's not plain sailing, like it isn't, but I've got to remember that the alternative was far worse, and in comparison, like, give me an ileostomy any day of the week. So yeah, if you've got any questions or queries, or if you know anybody who has been affected by Crohn's or colitis or having a stoma or what have you, then just please do drop me a message, and do hit that subscribe button. I don't know where this journey is going to take me, I really don't, but it's nice to document it and think that I have got people who are watching it, and you know, maybe just thinking about their situation or their family situation. So I'm here and happy to help if ever anybody needs it.